Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Whitton and Andy Fenton on Fridays.
Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Good morning, folks. Morning. Happy Wednesday, 20th of August. Apologies for last week. It was Echo Day up here in Brisbane. It actually caught me off guard and didn't even realise I had a public holiday up my sleeve. But there you go. I am back for your Wednesdays Wealth Coffee Chats. Listen, if you're here for the first time tuning in, welcome along. Thanks for being here. If you're not sure what's going on, listen, 10 past 8 every day during the week. But certainly on a Wednesday, we come and talk all things property management. It's the holding phase of your real estate journey, which is exciting and challenging at the same time. And I've got one thing to share today that some of you may be aware, maybe you're not. But listen, that's what Wednesday's about. It's about learning, sharing some information, a bit of banter in the chat. So if you are online, so if you guys are here live with me, which is fantastic. Hope you got your morning coffee. Give a bit of a shout out in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from this morning, and we will get this morning's conversation underway. But that's us, team Wealth Coffee Chats, here every day, Monday to Friday, which is great. And if you haven't met me before, my name's Cass. I look after the property management group across the 6-star collective team, which is awesome. 14 years in the industry, which is long but short. It's kind of weird. Don't know how to best describe it, but lots of stories to tell. And if you guys know me, you know I love to come and share a story and insights or two, which is great along the way. But today, we're going to talk about how this one mistake almost cost this owner hundreds of thousands of dollars in a sale. It's nothing to sneeze at, I suppose. But yes, good morning to you, Chris. Thank you for being here. And this one mistake, team, is as you guys know, in property management, this thing called holding property, whether it's your local council, state government, your federal government, local authority, whoever it might be, not a year has gone by where there hasn't been conversation or changes in some sort of regulation, legislation, you name it. For me as a property manager and our team, and of course for you guys as investors, we've got to continue to navigate the environment that we are in. And certainly I have seen over the 14 years of my time, certainly those that are unable to navigate their way through this holding phase of their journey, be it from a lack of strategy or a lack of a cohesive team, then they tend to sell up too soon. And we know that a lot of investors sell before they probably should, right? Which is not always the way. But here we go, Patrick. Morning. Yes. I haven't got any strong arms to show you, but thanks, mate. Morning. Hope you're well, wherever you're tuning in from. So this morning, team, listen, one mistake. So if you've got a property in Queensland, this is going to be a bit of an awareness piece this morning for you guys. So if you've got an investment property in Queensland, maybe you've got an owner-occupied, maybe you live in Queensland. That's very relevant as well. Put a yes in the chat for me. Really good to know you guys are on board, because as of August 1, you may have noticed, you may not have, new seller disclosure statement regulations for the 2023 Property Law Act were updated. And what that means is, as of the 1st of August, you as the seller now need to obtain and prepare a seller disclosure statement. And forming that disclosure statement is a couple key things in that space. So we're going to share with you guys today what it is. We're going to have a look at what's actually in this seller disclosure statement and why it is important to you and the buyer. But traditionally speaking, what this new updated regulation in terms of seller disclosure statements says is that we're going to step away from the buyer beware approach. Time's gone by where, listen, you've got a property to sell, you put it on the market, and listen, it's up to the buyer to do their due diligence, do their checks on Strata's books, right? If you're looking into body corporate, as an example, you need to look at the zoning, you need to look at flood zones, you need to look at all these things as the buyer. Now, I'm not saying stop doing that because of these regulations. I think certainly as a buyer, and I'm going through this phase right now, I'm certainly going to continue to do my due diligence, regardless of whether a seller in Queensland needs to provide me with a disclosure statement or not. If you're looking to buy property in other states and territories, regulations might be slightly different. But certainly I would recommend continue to do your due diligence. So that's number one. But what these mandatory changes show us, team, from August 1 is that there is going to be an increased responsibility on you, the seller, to get this disclosure statement as accurate as possible, as well as up to date as well. That's going to be your responsibility to do that. Now, obviously, is that something you need to do on your own? No is the answer. You can certainly have a team around it. One of the things I'm going to say today is if you are in a situation where you are selling strategically for whatever reason in Queensland, certainly have a good solicitor on board, because I'm certainly going to say don't rely on the real estate agent to get this right for your team. There's certainly some tools and resources for real estate agents out there to get this prepared really well. And I hope, and I'm sure there are a number of awesome agents out there that will do this, but certainly don't get yourself shortchanged here, team, because there's some significant ramifications if we don't get this right. So let me share my screen. I'm going to run you guys through what this is. So hopefully you guys can see that. Maybe with a bit of a yes in the chat. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Let me know if anyone's having difficulty seeing my screen at the moment. Looks okay from my end, but I'll keep running unless you guys tell me otherwise. Listen, so here's the regime. As I said, from the 1st of August 2025, property that's sold now in Queensland will require the new statutory seller disclosure statement. As I said, it's going to, what this means under these laws is that you now need a Form 2 completed and signed, and you need some prescribed certificates and documentation relevant to the property as outlined in these new regulations. As I say, they must be accurate and up to date as well. What must be disclosed? I'm going to tell you why this owner almost made this huge mistake. So within your Form 2 seller disclosure statements, there's a couple of things that need to be looked at, right? You need to put some details of the seller and the property details, lot plan description, which is nothing really out of the ordinary. It kind of goes in the contract for sale anyway. Part 2, title details and encumbrances. So obviously a title search, again, that's usually part of the process anyway. But certainly if there's any registered or unregistered encumbrances, easements, leases, other agreements that the buyer would perhaps need to be aware of. Tenancy history and rent increases. I can't tell you how many contracts I've seen for sale that has the tenancy section blank. However, everyone is fully aware that there is a lease agreement in place. So that's a little bit weird there. Chris says all good. Awesome. I'll continue on. So one of the things in here that we need to probably be aware of is Part 3, Part 4, Part 5. So team, zoning under any local planning scheme, right? We need to obtain that information. Tree orders, heritage listing, environmental contamination notices, any notices from local councils. There might be some orders in there in place. course, when it comes to building and structures, today we need to provide the smoke alarm certificate or have that done before settlement. Of course, pool safety certificates and any other enforcement notices, as I mentioned. If you're an owner builder that has built that home, you now need to provide that information and disclose that in your statement. Copy of all the latest rates, council, water, levies, etc. In that space. As I say, if you're a buyer, I'm sure you want to do some extra searches and keep your due diligence up to date. And of course, any sort of body corporate certification and things like that. Now, what's interesting is when you read that, it doesn't, I don't know about you guys, but tell me otherwise in the chat, but it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. I can tell you the first disclosure statement that I was made aware of within our sort of business unit was like 161 pages long, quite insane. And here's the challenges, team. Here's the challenges. So when you look at that on its own, it doesn't seem like it's too crazy. It seems like you can just tell the solicitor to prepare the document and, within a day or two, you get it back, send it off to the buyer signs it. Because what's most important, the buyer needs to sign. So you need to provide this seller disclosure statement prior to the contract being signed by the buyer, right? I don't believe it says that the buyer must sign it, but it's best practice that they do. Obviously see that form 2 and certifications that are attached as per the prescribed docs. So that's kind of what it is, right? So we need to get away from this buyer beware approach. Seller's responsibility is going to increase in this space. I'm saying, hey, talk to your solicitor, and certainly they can help you. There's certainly, I think cost-wise, I've seen some at a few $100s. Sometimes it's maybe $1,000. Maybe it's a little bit more. I'm not too sure. It's obviously only not even 3 weeks old. So I think everyone's learning along the way what the costings involved here. But probably the biggest thing to note, team, is that the time. I certainly believe there will be a case now, if not already, where someone hasn't been made aware about this. They've put the place on the market. They've done an open home. The agent's called the owner and said, hey, listen, we've got a few interested parties. We've got some offers. They start coming through. Contracts are getting signed. And then everyone goes, oh, the solicitor says, hey, where's your disclosure statement? And the agent, the owner say, hey, I'm not too sure. I wasn't aware, or I haven't done it. Now, the challenge here and the mistake we want to avoid is any delay in time. Now, because this thing's not going to be turned around necessarily in 24 hours, sometimes time can kill deals, right? Sometimes time can kill deals. So what I want you guys to think about is if you've got a property in Queensland, you're looking to sell it strategically, obviously chatting with your coaching team, your financial planners, to decide whether that's the right path for you. But if you're going down that path, to certainly get in touch with your solicitor prior to listing that property live, so you are fully prepared before the offers even come onto your table, right? So that way, in a week or two's time, when you actually have live offers from buyers who are willing to sign that day, you are ready to go. You are not missing out, because there are some smart investors at the moment and owner-occupiers who are buying up property, and certainly the open homes are getting busy. So don't put yourself in that position where you could fail to execute that disclosure statement in a quick time frame, because you don't want to lose the buyer. So under this disclosure statement, the other thing to note is there are some options for buyers to terminate, things like that. You can talk to your solicitor about that. But it's not a 1-2 page document, team. Like I said, the most recent one was 161 pages. Seems like a lot. So there is a lot of information to absorb from you, the seller, solicitors, and of course the buyer. And as I said, I'm in that position now where I'm probably going to read the 161 page report, and I'm going to do my own due diligence on top of that, just to make sure that I've got peace of mind before I proceed with that particular property. But like we always say, time is of the essence. And certainly what I want you guys to do is, 1, be aware of it, but 2, just be prepared. If you're going to go down this path, get the right advice, get the right team. Don't rely on the real estate agent, because I can tell you there's a few out there that won't even know what we're talking about, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about. So be prepared, avoid the delays. So if you are going to sell strategically, you nail it straight away, and you don't risk losing the buyer and losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a sale that you thought you had otherwise. So please check it out. You can jump on REIQ websites, ChatGPT, Google it, Gemini, whatever you need to do. AI will tell you, I'm sure, but my little 2 cents for this morning. So that's it, team. Wealth Coffee Chats finish for today. Wednesday, don't forget, tomorrow, 8:10, the financial planning team will be back on with a cool topic, I'm sure, no doubt. And we'll see you all again. But hey, thanks for playing full out. Hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you again very shortly.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6 Star team here at positivementor.com.au.